So I wanted to talk about something real quick before I get into the video at hand. I had a weird situation that happened the other day because I noticed suddenly that two of my videos had almost 30-something dislikes on them out of nowhere. And usually I would think, okay, Nintendo fanboys didn't like that I made a comment about Nintendo in a video that was mostly about achievements and trophies. Even though if you watch the video, you'll notice that the video is completely and utterly positive. I mean, just imagine if suddenly Nintendo updated their whole system for accolades. That's what I'm going to keep calling them. Just imagine if they updated their system for that, and then suddenly, you had something pop up and be like, can you beat The Legend of Zelda Breath in the Wild in under an hour for an accolade? You would love stuff like that. Being able to play the games and get something like achievements or trophies for them. That would be great in my opinion. But I guess I just don't think the way Nintendo fanboys do. If I thought it was Nintendo fanboys. But then, of course, my favorite part of BioShock Infinite also had 20-something dislikes suddenly pop up on it. So very briefly, I smelled a dislike bot. And I gotta be honest, that has gotta be the lowest form of butthurt I've seen yet on my channel. I've seen people bitch about me on Facebook. I've seen people talk about me in their videos. I've seen people talk about me in chat. I've seen people talk about me in other comment sections on videos. I've seen a lot of people talk shit on me, and I always get a certain number of dislikes. And you know what? That's fine. But do me a huge favor. If you're going to be a faggot and dislike bot me, go all the way. You did 2 videos. I'm serious with this. If you're going to be that much of a butthurt little prude, then try to destroy all my videos like ratios. Otherwise, fuck off. If you don't like me, that's fine. If you want to watch my videos, fine. If you want to dislike my videos when you watch them, fine. But don't try to sabotage my channel just because you don't like me. That's stupid. I'm still a smaller channel. I like getting likes and dislikes, and I like seeing how people take the videos. When you do some shit like that, you just fuck up the entire ratio, and I have no idea how people took a video. It's very annoying, and it's very sad. If you don't like me, and you don't want to watch me, just go away. I'm not bothering you. I don't go out of my way to go onto your shit and talk shit about you. If I don't like somebody, I don't go to their channel. For instance, I'm going to go with an easy target that nobody likes. I don't like Dark Side Phil, so I don't watch his videos. All I've ever seen of him is fail compilations that other people made. That's all I've ever seen. I don't go to his videos. I don't dislike his videos. I hardly ever talk about him. I've made a few comments before about how bad he can be at games, like when he was spamming magic in Dark Souls 2. That's it. That's all I've ever said. But if you don't like me, find something better to do with your time. Because at the end of the day, I'm just one asshole on the internet with an opinion, and I made your ass chapped for some reason. But I very briefly smelled a dislike bot. Because there's no reason why one new video would get 20-something dislikes and then an old video would get 20-something dislikes. It's weird to me. And I'm watching the latest videos and I'm going to see what happens there. But if you're going to dislike bot me, then I can't do anything about that. But I just want you to know that I find it very sad. So let's get into the actual video proper. One thing that I have noticed lately that I'm actually enjoying, and I'm going to give kudos to Capcom for, is that they keep releasing remasters at discount prices. If you've noticed, Resident Evils 4, 5, and 6 were all released for just $20. Brand new too. And I've seen that Revelations for PS4, which I heard was announced and one of my subscribers told me about, has a $20 price tag. I don't know if it's available for purchase yet, which I will get it. I had the PS3 copy here, which I'm going to get rid of. But, I've noticed that some of these squeaky fucking stool. I've noticed that some of these games are being released at discount prices, which is a good thing. Because I had a problem with the remasters. I still have a bit of a problem with the remasters. But the fact of the matter is, one of the biggest things that pissed me off about them was how fucking expensive they were. I don't think that it's a proper thing to just release one game remastered on a new system for $60. I can understand back on the PS3 when you had collections like the Prince of Persia trilogy, the Devil May Cry trilogy. Maybe one day we'll get an Onimusha trilogy. Not going to happen. I can understand when you release Jak and Daxter, Jak 2, and Jak 3 all on a disc and you price it at $60. That's understandable. That's 3 major, huge, beautiful games. And I can understand like the BioShock collection. It was 3 games again with all the DLC being released at $60. I understand that. However, what I don't understand is when you take one game, you remaster it, and you price it at an exorbitant amount of money. I liked that I was able to go into a GameStop, which I don't do now because I heard about their Circle of Life program. Fuck GameStop and their purchases. I'll buy used there, but never new, never again. I'll go to Walmart. I bought Neo and I bought the Bioshock collection at Walmart. I liked that I could walk into GameStop and get Darksiders on the PS4 for $20. That was amazing to me. That was amazing. Now if only Darksiders had a third entry. Anywho, when it comes down to it, I like that I've seen some of these remasters being priced at a slightly less than $60 value. I'm a little bothered that Final Fantasy XII is going to be 40-something bucks, but at the end of the day I can understand. It's not a PS3 game, it's not a 360 game, it's a PlayStation 2 game, and they are really gussying up the graphics. I love Final Fantasy XII, but if you go back and play it, it's about as fuzzy as Xenoblade Chronicles, and it's a situation where they're sharpening up the graphics, they're adding a little bit of new gameplay details, they're throwing trophies on it, and it's all coming in a steel case for I think 40-something bucks. That's great in my opinion. But I had hoped that this would have been something that caught on sooner. I have no doubt in my mind that certain titles, like for instance the Final Fantasy VII remake or the Resident Evil 2 remake, please don't fuck up, are going to be priced at $60. But when you take an old game and you remaster it and you throw it out there, for instance, if Code Veronica for PS4 comes out physically and it's $20, I'll give Capcom kudos again. Good going, Capcom. I know that Konami is a piece of shit now making you look better by association, but good going there. When it comes down to it, I think this should have been the program from the beginning, giving us remasters at a discounted price. And the reason is, I mean, what is your price value on the nostalgia and just the novelty of playing an old game on your newer system? That's one thing I've had a problem with PS4. Like, I know that I love the PS4. I pretty much suck it off daily. Somebody's going to take that sound clip and fuck me over with it. I like to fillet the PlayStation 4. Anywho, I understand that, you know, there are certain things that Sony has done that's different than Microsoft. Microsoft backwards compatibility program isn't the best thing in the world, but at least Microsoft isn't making me pay for old games. I don't like that the PlayStation 4 has old games like Manhunt, Dark Cloud, Star Ocean Till the End of Time up there, and I have to buy them again. When I have the discs, I could just put the disc in the system and I could play it if you guys had that kind of hardware, software, whatever the fuck you're using. When it comes down to it, though, the idea of releasing these remasters, or, you know, I would be content, instead of just gussying up the graphics or whatever, if you just took the game, threw trophies on it, and released it as is. I wouldn't care. Don't even mess with the aspect ratio. I'll just adjust that in post. But being able to play some of these older games on my PS4 or my Xbox One at a discounted price is enticing to me. It's enticing because I love my old games. And so, you know, I thought for a long time about game series that I'd like to see get a remaster, and I figured maybe this would be a good video to talk about it in. And so, you know, because I have that idea, and because there's games right here, we might as well do that. I mean, let's go ahead and look. Like, back here on my shelf, I have a bunch of games. Imagine if they took the Fatal Frame series and they remastered it for PlayStation 4. Imagine if there was a collection, Fatal Frame 1, 2, and 3, on PlayStation 4, trophies enabled, and you could record your playthrough sessions, you could share them to YouTube, you could take screenshots and share it to Facebook. That would be great in my mind. Imagine if the Legacy of Kain series got a collection, a anthology. You could have Blood Omen 2, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 2, Legacy of Kain Defiance. You could have all these games, what is that, 5 games, in an anthology on PlayStation 4 with trophies, maybe slightly better graphics, I don't know. That would be amazing to me. You could take the Manhunt series, remaster that shit. I want Manhunt and Manhunt 2 uncensored on the PlayStation 4. Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Siphon Filter, a love that has been so forgotten to time. Siphon Filter was fucking awesome and they just completely forgot about it. The Onimusha series, which is never going to get a remaster. Beautiful Joe, Maximo, Mark of Kree, and Rise of Kasai. Y'all probably don't even know what these fucking games are. But these 2 games are pretty freaking cool. If you don't know what they are, look them up. Mark of Kree and Rise of Kasai. I didn't even know that those games were sequels to one another back in the day, but I eventually figured it out. And now I'm looking and I'm trying to find another couple of games, but I'm not entirely sure. There they are. There they are. Woo! Sorry. Shinobi and Nightshade. You could remaster these, put them on the PlayStation 4. I don't even know how much some of this shit would cost. But when it comes down to it, I like the idea of taking some of these older games and putting them on the system. I like the idea of taking some other games, like for instance, the Xbox games. Imagine if you would, a Dead Space collection, a Fear collection. Now, I'm mentioning collections. I think these collections should be $60. I really do. But let's say, for instance, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. Why the fuck is that shit $60? That should be $20, and that's exactly what I'm going to pay for it when I pick it up, because fuck paying $60 for that again. I think Bulletstorm was very underrated, but fuck that shit. You could take a number of different games. I'm looking to see what would be... Take Mass Effect and remaster it and put it on the Xbox One. I want to play this game again in 1080p, 60 frames per second, without all the jaggies, because I love this game. Get back in there, Mass Effect. When it comes down to it, I had a problem with the remasters at the beginning, but I understand that they're not going to go away. So I think instead of them remastering random shit like Bulletstorm, which again, I think is an underrated game, but fuck the $60 price tag, I'd like to see some different types of remasters. I think one of the games that I've wanted to see remastered that never happened, I thought maybe it would happen on the 360, but it didn't. One game that was a good game, but had so many problems. If I can do it without knocking off my Spider-Man comic. You guys, I found this a while back. Do you know where I found it? In the garbage. My mother almost threw this the fuck away. Maddening. This game right here. This game is a good game, but it's buggy as shit. And I oftentimes fantasize about the idea of an Xbox One remastered. Brand new graphics, allowing the diversified gameplay, what with the third-person shooting, the first-person shooting, the powers, the vehicles, this huge world that was Mass Effect before Mass Effect was Mass Effect. I like this game. I like this game a lot. Advent Rising, but it had so many problems. And it'll probably never get to see its day due because people have forgotten about it. Let me just put you back up there, little Spider-Man comic. You just stay right there where it's nice and safe. I like that Capcom and a few other people are releasing remasters at a discount price, and I think that this could be a good idea for the future of the remasters for collections, different things of that nature. Because when it comes down to it, I like this industry, I like this business, but I don't always like the tactics that are in it to make more money off of us. When it comes down to it, gamers will always want two things, and only two things. They're going to want as much as they can get, and they're going to want it for as cheap as they can get. And when it comes down to that, I think that releasing remasters at a discounted price is a good idea. I also think it'd be a good idea to maybe do more collections with older games from the PS2, the Xbox library. I think it would be great if Nintendo, and I'm saying positive things about Nintendo, so chill the fuck out, I think it would be a good thing if Nintendo were to release some collections, some anthologies. I imagine Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 on the Switch. Do you know how much I would be interested in the Switch? I'm already interested in it. I think it looks really neat. I want the system. I think it looks way better than the Wii U. But do you know how much I would want to get one if I could get Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 on it? If I could get a Mario anthology? Imagine a Mario anthology. Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3, Mario World. You know, you got Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's Island 2. You've got the new Marios, new Luigi's. You've got Wario thrown in there for some reason. I can't remember. What was the one on Game Boy? There was a really cool one on Game Boy where you had to fight Wario, like he had a castle and everything. I think he stole your fucking castle. Anywho, I would love to see more of this, but done right and priced fairly. What do you want to see remastered? Are there any games that you're excited to see maybe one day come to the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, or the Nintendo Switch? Are there any remasters you're looking forward to? Any collections? Let me know in the comments below. Drop me a thumb up or a thumb down. Whew. Hopefully no dislike bots. And let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. Just keep your panties on. And do take care.